What's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time I'm going to go over to Music Times. I will list the article writer and all of the details in the description. And yes, you don't have to wipe your eyes. This is an actual story, so please take it with a grain of salt. If anybody else can verify this before I do, please fill your girl in. But it says Suge Knight drops bombshell. Tupac told me to delete him after Las Vegas shooting. It says Suge Knight claims that Tupac begged him to end his life after the rapper was fatally shot in 1996 drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, a claim made during a recent prison interview and one of the most dynamic statements yet from the former Death Row CEO Records, the CEO of Death Row Records, who is currently serving 28-year prison sentence for 2015 hit and run death, gave an interview from behind the bars to People's Magazine. During the conversation, he recounted the harrowing attempt of the Las Vegas shooting that ultimately led to Shakur's untimely demise on September 13th, 1996. In a statement, I'm assuming that this is from Knight. It said, I got out and tried to tell the officers what happened while I was bleeding everywhere, Knight recalled. I then was getting Tupac out of the car. Even when the door was open, I had to go over there bleeding everywhere, take the seatbelt off him. Okay? According to Knight, Shakur, gravely wounded but conscious, allegedly pleaded for his life to end quickly. He said, delete me, shoot me, Knight claimed. Tupac was 25 years old when he died from gunshot wounds sustained 6 days earlier. Knight was driving the BMW sedan when an unidentified gunman opened fire near the Las Vegas Strip, striking Shakur multiple times. The shocking statement adds a new layer to one of hip-hop's most scrutinized and theorized unlivings. Knight has offered multiple and at sometimes contradictory accounts of the shooting over the years. Meanwhile, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a former Compton gang member, was arrested in 2023 in connection to Tupac's unaliving nearly 3 decades after the slaying. Davis, who was publicly claimed to be in the vehicle from which the fatal shots were fired, is currently awaiting trial. His defense team has requested a delay until 2026, citing new evidence and witness testimony that they say could exonerate him. In court filings, Davis' attorneys say multiple witnesses can confirm he was not at the scene of the shooting. Davis previously sought to have the case dismissed, referencing a prior immunity agreement with law enforcement. However, the judge sided with the prosecutors, who argued no such deal existed and allowed the case to proceed. Knight, age 60, will be eligible for parole in 2034. Despite his current incarceration, he has remained a vocal and often controversial figure in hip-hop. His latest claims is likely to reignite debate among fans and investigators still searching for definitive answers in Tupac Shakur's death. And that is the end of the article right there. I just had to, lay this article down on my channel. I can't remember anyone that was alive, whether you were young or middle age or older adult, that did not feel the, profound sadness and loss of Tupac Shakur, who did not grieve, um, you know, tremendously over the senseless loss, the senseless back and forth with the East Coast, West Coast, the senseless, just the whole thing in its entirety. But for Suge Knight to come out and say, well, let me start with Keefe D, Davis. This guy went on a whole press corps for years talking about, oh, I was in the car, this, that, and the third. I believe he wrote a book as well, only to be like, oh, I didn't do it and I wasn't there and I have multiple witnesses and I was supposed to get this paid, allegedly get paid this sum of money. And, it never sat right with me. It was just too many moving parts and it wasn't really nothing definitive. Only thing that was definitive is that he had some connection or to the person allegedly that actually shot Pac, but that in itself was kind of shaky for me as well. And for Suge Knight, for all these years, like, yes, he has said some major off the wall things throughout the years, but for him to say that Tupac told him to assist him in deletion, it don't sit right with me. I'm just gonna keep it 100. It just don't sit right with me. My memories of Tupac and who he was as a person, an individual, what he portrayed, what his persona was in public, was of a fighter, was of resistance, was rebel, it gave all of that. It gave come on, man. Come on. That's crazy. And then I had to think back to the first time it was an attempt on his life. It was an alleged robbing when he went to go to the studios, which kind of like kickstarted the whole East Coast, West Coast things, because Tupac alleged that Big and his crew had alleged prior knowledge to, the actual shooting itself or the robbery itself. So that's one thing of it, but it was so many things that was floating around, so many rumors, so many tales and things like that. It kind of got really overwhelming, and then even then when he was shot those multiple times, then like remarkably, this man was in a wheelchair, bandaged up, still middle finger to the sky, talking about F you, F them, F this, really truly outspoken, really ferocious and very passionate about how he felt about the situation and how it went down. So for Suge Knight to say that, he asked him to assist in his deletion, I kind of look at that very skeptically myself. I just don't. The feeling inside of me, I just don't think that that's like, I can't say for sure. I definitely can't say for sure because I definitely wasn't there. I definitely wasn't in Las Vegas. I definitely wasn't at the Mike Tyson fight. I definitely was nowhere in the vicinity at the time of the incident. And, it just don't sit right with me. It's just like, I don't look at Tupac Shakur and never have looked at Tupac Shakur even to this day as a person that would submit. Even when he was going through charges through the court system with allegations of, SA and things like that, he still was very much defiant. He still was very passionate and outspoken about getting his point across. He still gave that, that sense of, no, this is not right. This is how I feel. And you're going to listen to what I have to say, regardless of who's trying to silence me, regardless of who's trying to take me down, regardless of what the situation is, I will be heard. And in that spirit of Tupac, I just cannot simply believe what Suge Knight is saying. I would theorize that Keefe D and Suge Knight, who are they protecting at this point? And don't get me wrong, this is just a theory. This is not backed by any type of insider knowledge or anything like that. This is just my personal opinion and my theory of, how I'm feeling right now at the time of recording this video. It's something that's going on behind the scenes. It's something, somebody there kicking the can down the road in terms of, Keefe D was there, he was in the car, now he's not in the car. Now he has new evidence, and people are saying that he wasn't there, and witness testimony and things like that to, him recanting all the countless of, interviews that he did, alleging that he was one of the people in the car when the alleged, hit went down or whatever the case is, to now Suge Knight saying that Pac begged him to delete him. I just cannot. It's not pass and go for me. It's not giving something that Tupac would never give in. He would never fold. He would never bend. He would never kneel. I just don't see it. Point blank, period. But I don't know what you guys think. Drop down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell me what you think. Come chop it up with me. I always love to hear from you guys, whether it's positive or negative. I'm good with all that. And as always, I am very thankful for you guys watching the video if you've watched it this far. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get with you guys in the next one. But always remember, be good to yourself first.